Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Game of Two Halves podcast. Hey Vijay, how are you doing?
Hey Valley, I am doing very well. How have you been? Yeah, it's been a while now.
Yeah,
How's
I've
it
been
going?
I've been well, man. I know you're having a little bit of a busy social life. Um, so people, if you want to catch out Goa's upcoming influencer in the world of sports, entertainment,
No,
fashion, and style, please check out Vijay's Instagram. Link is in the
no.
description.
This intro was just not needed, but thank you anyway.
Yeah. So if you're interested in getting fit, if you're interested in surfing, if you're interested in knowing the
Okay,
latest
okay, can we
recipes
stop?
of gin and tonic, then go to Vijay's Instagram account now so that you can have a blissful life. As he covers the corners of Goa, explore
No,
unique
no,
locations,
stop it.
gems of
Stop
Goa, and also part-time Chelsea supporter.
it. No, it's the other way. Full-time Chelsea supporter. And
So what have you
yeah, Valley,
been
thank you.
busy with, Vijay?
Nothing. Actually, I had an official trip. I was in Kerala for 10 days and then just came back and back to normal life, man. And it's great to be back on the show. And to do the show, obviously, we need to now that we're coming to the business end of the season, I think we need to try and cover every game week, because there are hardly 5 game weeks left, and it's getting so close, man.
Yeah,
To start this show, uh, Liverpool versus Manchester City. What a game!
yeah, what a
What
game!
entertainment!
Like for both of us who are non like supporters of Liverpool and Manchester City, and in a way it kind of affects both of us, or at least till a couple of weeks ago it affected Arsenal. You wouldn't want anyone to do good in that match, Manchester
Yeah,
City or Liverpool. But a crazy, crazy game. Before I kind of hand it back to you, I was just thinking from an Arsenal point of view, we are no way close to the level that these two teams were playing. Like some of the like Manchester City's game strategy was just high balls, which you don't see today in the Premier League a lot. Like they were just from one end of the pitch to the other end of the pitch, releasing the ball and trying to kind of attack. At times, they were very frustrating because they would just be passing in their own half, and then suddenly there's one ball that goes right on top, and they have kind of their talent and the speed to make it interesting at the top end of the pitch. But
yeah,
I don't know whose game it was to call, because there were moments in the game for me that that Manchester City were doing so well, but then if you look
yeah.
at it, at some point in time, it felt like Liverpool had control over the game. So very difficult for me to call.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree to what you said. I think City had the better of the chances uh, throughout the game, I feel, and I mean with any top team, man. If you don't take those chances, then
Yeah.
you're going to lose out. So that said, what an amazing game to watch as a neutral fan.
Yeah.
And you thought like, okay, City are in front, and Liverpool, then again City, then Liverpool comes back. I mean, what? There's nothing that's going to separate these two teams, right?
Yeah.
It's just going to go down the wire. I feel now it's like a must win for every team.
Yeah.
For
I think
both these teams, it's
it,
a
it
must win
feels
game.
it feels so good that it feels almost scripted, like it feels like we are building up to a season finale of a show that you don't know, what's going to happen at the end. One
What's going
point
to happen? Yeah.
separates the champion, the winners, the champions of the Premier League. So it's really nail biting. But if I were to ask you, we know that probably none of the other teams are going to be in that title winning race. It's just going to be the two of them. Who would you want to win? Who would be your least rival, you would like to see succeed? It's very complicated because Manchester City, for me, have a kind of similar growth sprout as Chelsea. They've obviously, after the whole buyer comes in, they have sprung and they've started to win a lot. Liverpool are the old war heroes kind of a thing, and they're kind of resurrected. So I really don't know who I would want to win. For me,
Win.
if I have to say the least of the two, maybe Manchester City, because I still don't consider them as, I don't know. It's very weird to say they've won a lot more than Arsenal in the last few years, but I still don't recognize them as a top level club. Whereas if Liverpool win, I feel it'll hurt me a little bit more.
So you are saying that you would prefer City winning over Liverpool. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the same for me. The feeling is mutual. It's the same for me. I don't. I mean, I, there are two reasons to it. One is that City, like you said, have been the best team in the last few years,
Yeah,
and their real challenge is now winning the Champions League.
yeah,
And at the same time, why I want City over Liverpool is because that will then, put City even slightly above Manchester United again, So that will
yeah.
compared to, so we all know that when it came to Manchester, there was only one team, and that was Manchester United. But City is slowly,
Yes,
getting
building it
there.
up. Yeah, yeah,
They're building it up. So these are the two reasons I would want City to win over Liverpool, and I strongly feel that City is going to win. Now you have to remember one thing, that both these teams are in the Champions League semi-finals, which
yeah,
will come to a little late.
yeah,
So it's not like one team has an advantage over the other. On paper, City do have the better fixtures, but then again, you have to play all those games, you have to win those games, right?
yeah.
So
And something
I
to
have to go for
remember
City.
about Liverpool is that they've gone on such long winning streaks, such long winning runs, that it's kind of second nature to them. They know how to play out a game. It's not necessary uh, that even how no matter how difficult the game, they get bogged down by it. They have that fighting spirit right till that final whistle that they have. But if I
Yeah.
have to compare that to again Manchester City is sometimes like a dirty player. Like we've seen that in the Champions League match with Atletico. They'll do anything
Mhm.
to win. If that means just scoring one goal and defending for 80 minutes, they'll do that. But so in
Yeah.
the end, I think in football, yes, we all want to see great football, but who would remember how you played match 27 and match 32 when you win the trophy in the end? It's
Right.
about that trophy. 5 years, 6 years
Right.
down the line, nobody cares what you did in one match or two match or how you won that match. So it's tricky. It's really tricky to choose a winner from the two. But yeah, interesting space. Let's see who comes out on top of it.
Yeah. And then you spoke about Arsenal sometime back. What's happening with your team, buddy?
Yeah, I think I
Two
got a
back-to-back losses.
I think I got a little bit too cocky and too I got a little too carried away.
It's
I'm
good
actually
that you admitted this.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that we kind of didn't have the podcast for 2 weeks. Uh, because imagine having the podcast and then having to deal with you. But I also missed one of the Chelsea losses. That would have been an interesting podcast too. But as you would say, karma has to
Yeah.
bite. The very next day we lost. So, so I think
That was fun.
Arsenal have really blown a golden chance that they had. They had two games in hand over most of their rivals. They had a good goal difference as well. Not as much as Tottenham, because Tottenham has really sprung to life with what, a 6-0 win in one of their last matches. So I think
So that was
Arsenal.
Chelsea, but 5-1 they won against Newcastle, I think.
I
Yeah.
think so. I don't know. It was, I mean, crazy amount of goals they've been scoring off
Yeah.
late. Uh, uh, and we can talk about it a little bit later, maybe. But I feel Arsenal have a little bit blown their chances, but I still see them with an outside opportunity. Their biggest rival, I feel, at this point of time will be Tottenham for that top four spot. We do play Manchester United and we do play Chelsea and we do play Tottenham in this last 10 fixtures. So it's not the easiest ride for Arsenal, and we've seen that with the injuries that Arsenal is having, people being out, like Thomas Partey is out, Kieran Tierney is out, we've got our right back out, Tomiyasu. So
Tomiyasu is out.
yeah, so I feel it's going to be a tough 10 matches or final matches for Arsenal. But I do still see them having the opportunity to go to top four. I would reserve my comments about how I feel about them, because if we had to do this thing at the start of the season, you would not expect Arsenal to be running for top four position. So for
Yeah.
where we are today, it's great job, but again, that's like lowering your expectation. It's like you're not even competing for the top one position or top two position. So in that respect, disappointed, but I'm still happy with where we are in the season so far. We've got a lot of work to do in Arsenal, but yeah, disappointed with the two losses for sure.
Yeah, and we were just talking before we started the show that after the City and Liverpool game, like you actually understand the difference of level between the top two, three
Yes,
teams and the rest of the pack. Like I
yes,
mean, we are at a different level altogether.
yeah,
And I said top three teams because I feel Chelsea also is at that
yes,
level, considering if you watch the second leg against Real Madrid, I mean that game was that's the best I've seen Chelsea play of the last few months,
yeah.
and it was a hard one to take, man.
Yeah. I was, I mean, the first leg, as we're sliding into the Champions League a bit, the first game obviously was a disappointment for Chelsea. I think it was a
Yeah,
no show from Chelsea completely.
yeah,
But after the end of the second game, I was a little bit like, mixed feelings, in the sense that I would love Real to win. And, outside of Arsenal, I like how Real Madrid, their history, their club, and stuff like that. I can't say I'm a big fan of it. I don't really follow it that close, but I kind of, I feel a lot of people identify with Madrid because of the years of the number of players that they've had. But the way Chelsea played that match, the way they fought till that last whistle, and to lose it out in extra time to Karim Benzema, who's having an amazing season this year, it just it felt weird. I felt really bad for Chelsea and Chelsea supporters at that point of time. I can't say I do feel bad entirely, because anything that you guys are not competing for, I'm happy. So, but it was a good second half game, and I think you are right in saying that they really played well.
yeah. So, and that's why I mentioned that Chelsea, I still feel is at that level of
Yeah,
City and Liverpool. Maybe they are slightly a level above, because we've had some issues with our strikers. The whole Lukaku saga and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, talking about Arsenal and the rest of the team, there's just so much difference, man. And I think there's a lot of work for these teams to do if they want to compete
yeah.
with the likes of City and Liverpool, and that includes Chelsea also. There is a lot of
Yeah.
work to be done there.
I think Chelsea would
So
have done better this season. Maybe a little bit what's happening off the field could be affecting, maybe now slowly. It's still not resolved, the issues, but
yeah.
I mean, despite all of that, we've spoken about this previously. They've really performed well, and that's something that's good. But yeah, let's see where Chelsea ends up. So I think at this point in time, you're just fighting for top three position.
And we are in the FA Cup, right?
You're
We are
like
in
the
the
FA
FA Cup
Cup.
semi-final.
That's something I think we'll be talking about a little later. Talking about Champions League and the Europa League, we've now have the semi-finalists. What are your thoughts? After your game, Real Madrid qualifying, but a shock over there. Our ex-manager Unai Emery. Good evening. Uh, is
Aren't they the defending Europa League champions? They won Europa League last year, no? Villarreal, if I remember correctly.
maybe I know that we lost to them somewhere, to Villarreal. I don't know if it was.
Could be last year. I'm
Yeah,
not sure, but I mean they have won Europa many times,
yeah, yeah.
and I think with Unai also. So Yeah, that was a shocker, man. Bayern Munich losing out.
Yeah.
And I think they were the favorites going into the tournament, right? I mean,
Yeah.
everybody thought that
At the start of this
uh,
season, I think Bayern
Bayern
were
Munich would be winning
yeah,
the champion, one of the favorites.
yeah.
Yeah, regarding the predictions for semi-finals, uh, I think Liverpool are a much better side than Villarreal, but then they beat Bayern Munich, so I really don't know. I really don't know. It could be another all English final, man. For all you know, City versus Liverpool
Oh my God.
could be. Or
Imagine.
it could be all Spanish. Or it could be all Spanish. It could be Real Madrid versus Villarreal. You know,
Yeah.
it's a crazy season we are witnessing.
Yeah. I think that'll be interesting to see because yeah, actually, has the draw been announced? I mean, is the draw out? Who's playing who?
Yeah, draw was out before quarterfinals only. No, so it's
Okay.
Liverpool versus Villarreal and Manchester City versus Real Madrid.
Oh wow. So you are right. So there could be a possibility of an all English final or an all Spanish final. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
crazy. Yeah,
Who out of the four would you be rooting for?
that's a tough one, man. I don't want Real Madrid to win, obviously, because they beat us. uh, I don't want Liverpool to win also. So maybe City. Maybe it's time for their first Champions League. You know,
Yeah,
they've been.
I kind of feel bad for Pep, so maybe I would support Man City, but I'm kind of also I liked Unai Emery when he was at Arsenal. I like I know he struggles with the language and stuff like that, but I feel he's a good manager because he's done this with Sevilla, he's done this with the PSG. Obviously, didn't succeed much with Arsenal, but with Villarreal again, he's showing his quality. So I would say I think Villarreal probably would be the most deserving out of all of them. But who I would really want to see probably in the final, if that's possible, I think would be Man City and Villarreal.
Yeah, yeah. No, Villarreal obviously hope that they can upset the other teams, but yeah, I have a feeling, or I would rather, mm, yeah, think that City win their first one. You know, so
So if you were Klopp and Pep, what would you focus on? Would you focus on winning the Premier League or would you focus on winning the Champions League?
both, man, both. Why not?
Or if
Actually,
if you have to go for one, you have the option of going for one. So you need to put all your energy, save your players, focus your because in Champions League you got two matches. In the Premier League you got to play 8 or 9 more matches. You need to really focus on where you want to put your energy.
if I was Pep, I think I'd go all out on the Champions League.
Yeah,
If I was Pep,
yeah, I
if I
think.
was Klopp, uh, I think they have a pretty good squad, deep squad to tackle the Premier League matches, like some of them, without using their best players. So Klopp also would want to go for the Champions League, but if I was Klopp, I would probably go for the Premier League, and if I'm Pep, 100% Champions League, 100%.
Cool. And then shifting gears into Europa League, again a big weight knocked out. Barcelona have resurrected with Xavi coming in as a manager and done well domestically so well. They've gone, I think, on an unbeaten run of 12 or 13 games since he's kind of restructured the team a bit with massive goals in each of those matches. But that didn't transpire to the Europa League where they lost out to shockingly to Frankfurt.
Yeah, I mean it was a shocker. 3-2. I think they lost at home, and I think there was news going around that they sold more tickets to Frankfurt
Yep.
fans because there were more Frankfurt supporters than
30
Barcelona
30,000 Frankfurt supporters.
How did 30,000 people get in? I have no clue.
It
Because
kind of backfired on them. So 30,000 supporters were there for Frankfurt.
that is crazy. Because from what I know, I think even for any Chelsea games, although our stadium is like half the size, what 45,000 capacity is the Stamford Bridge, but
Yeah,
hardly 5 to 8,000 are reserved for
yeah.
away supporters, man. How do
Mostly
we
in
reserve 30,000?
most stadiums, what I know is it's around 10,000 or below. But
Yeah.
I read this, and maybe somebody can comment in the chat and let me know if I'm right or wrong. But I've read this that it was 30,000, and
Wow.
that's a huge number, man. That's like
Crazy
one
number for away
stadium, one
supporters.
small stadium full of people.
I know. I know.
Wow, it's crazy. And I think I'm not really following the Europa League. As you would know, we are not in Champions League. We're not in Europa League. We're not in the Conference Cup. We're not in the FA Cup. We're not in the Carling Cup or whatever cup it is called. We're not even winning the Premier League. So I've just given up. I just watch one match of 90 minutes and I'm like, okay, done.
Yeah, no, but in Europa, West Ham have
Oh yes,
reached
West
the
Ham is the
semi-finals.
only English club I think that's still there in it.
Yes, that is correct. They are the only English club that have reached the semi-finals, and I think they are sitting pretty okay in the top 10.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. So I think Moyes will also try to, at least get to the final, if not win it. So that also will be interesting.
Cool.
So English teams are doing well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then I think moving on into into these competitions, we've covered Champions, Europa, FA Cup. You want to take it away from there?
Yes, yes, yes. So we have like I won't say a replay, but yeah, we have like again another interesting game to watch on Saturday. That is City versus Liverpool in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And unlike the Premier League, we are going to have a winner today. Yeah, the game we are recording the episode on Saturday, so the game is tonight. And okay, okay. What's your prediction? I'll ask you first.
It's a crazy one, but I'll go for Manchester City winning this 3-2. I think Pep somehow has always shown, in these domestic cups they go all out. But the thing is, like it comes back to what we spoke at the head of this show is the level these people are. They're competing in the Champions League at the top level. They're competing in the Premier League at the top level. They're competing at the FA Cup at the top level. So I mean, what do you use to separate these teams? So it's going to be very interesting at the end of the season to see who has landed where and who has won what, and that's going to be very interesting. But I would say for this FA Cup, I would go with City.
I'm going with City. 3-2 is quite a high score for 90 minutes, but possible. We saw 2-2 in the last game
Yep.
in the Premier League, but this is a neutral venue. It's at Wembley, so
Yeah.
let's see how
I,
it
I'm a
goes.
little afraid of my friends responding back to me. I got quite a few Liverpool friends. Uh, but yeah, one of my friends, I wouldn't name him now, but he knows, he watches our show. He predicted that Arsenal will win 3-0, and then we ended up losing 3-0. So, you know, I'm supporting Man City in this game. And to make matters worse, I think the next game where I think Chelsea were playing somebody, and so in one of the groups we've got a Chelsea supporter. He then supported Chelsea and predicted the Chelsea match where Chelsea win 3-1 or something, and the opposite happens. So whatever he predicts, the opposite happens of it. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
hoping I have the same magic powers.
I'll go with City as well, man. On this one, I don't want Liverpool to win anything this year.
Yeah.
Just to be straight, to be blunt.
Yeah, and also
And,
doesn't make it easy because the next game is you guys playing Palace, right?
yeah, so Chelsea play Crystal Palace on Sunday, that is tomorrow, and I think we should win that. I won't say easily. Crystal Palace is finding form now, but it's that big game experience. Players standing up. All of that. So I think Chelsea have a lot of the more of that than Crystal Palace. So I think we should be able to win that comfortably. Yes, our players must be burnt out from the 120 minutes they played on the weekday, but that's no excuse. I think Chelsea will go through. It's going to be interesting in the first one, but hoping that City can beat Liverpool.
Yeah, I think for me as well, Chelsea should go through. Palace have a mixed season. They play well, no doubt. they Zaha is back, so that's a
Yeah,
positive for them. Not so positive for us when they played, but but yeah, I think they'll be a little bit of a challenge for Chelsea, but I can see them going through. Yeah, and I
yeah.
think
And then,
yeah. So
sorry.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying, and then, so Liverpool and City are not playing Premier League games on the weekend because of the FA Cup
Yeah,
commitments. But then you have Liverpool versus Manchester United
yeah.
in the week in the Premier League. So, what's your thought on that game?
I mean, given the way Manchester United are playing, I don't see them really competing in this match. I think it's unfortunately,
You
fortunately, I
remember
don't.
the first game? You remember the first game? Was
Mm,
it 5-0 or
yeah, I think
5?
something like that. They
Uh,
trashed them.
Salah scored a hat trick.
Yeah, I don't see Manchester United really at that level. I think that club, and maybe we can do a separate episode with some of the fans. It needs an overhaul completely.
Yeah.
They are not in the right place. They don't have the right people. I won't waste too much of my time or breath on them. Nobody cares. So so I don't see them doing well in this episode, in this match.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree to whatever you said. It's like they're in the opposite end of
Yeah,
the form
yeah,
table, like Liverpool are flying and these guys are struggling. So it's going to be a super, super tough game for
yeah.
Manchester United, and I don't see them getting anything out of it.
I think that's all in this episode. I think we've really covered quite a bit. I know
Yes.
we've missed a few matches, important matches, but I think the season's getting hot. We are reaching in the final leg of almost everything. So every week is going to be fun to watch. So all of you who are tuned into the episode, still watch us, support us. Thank you. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and to this video. Yeah, and comment, of course. But make sure to share it to all your friends. Spread the word. I know we're a small channel. If you like to see something different on it, let us know, and we are kind of happy to look into it. And that's the wrap
Yeah.
from our side. Thank you guys, and till the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
What?
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 What?